5 military planes took off on a routine training flight. None of them made it back. And the planes sent to find them vanished too. December 5th, 1945. Fort Lauderdale, Florida. 5 TBM Avenger bombers take off on a routine navigation exercise. 14 men aboard. Clear skies. A flight they'd all done before. About 90 minutes in, something goes wrong. The flight leader radios that his compass isn't working. He believes he's over the Florida Keys. He isn't. Confusion spreads across the radio. The flight leader insists they're heading the wrong direction. Other pilots aren't sure he's right, but he's in command. As the sun sets, the confusion only grows. Fuel is running low. The planes are now far out over open water, in exactly the kind of position pilots are trained to avoid. The final transmissions are fragmented, then silence. All 5 planes and all 14 men are gone. Within hours, a massive search effort begins. Among the aircraft sent out that night is a PBM Mariner, a large flying boat carrying 13 crew, dispatched specifically to search for the missing bombers. The Mariner takes off into the dark. It's never heard from again either. A nearby merchant ship, sailing that same stretch of ocean, later reports something disturbing. Its crew says they witnessed an explosion in the sky and observed burning fuel spreading across the water surface. In the same area and around the same time, the Mariner should have been searching. No wreckage from the Mariner was ever recovered. No wreckage from any of the 5 bombers was ever found either. In a single night, 1945 had swallowed 6 aircraft and 27 men without a trace. So what actually happened out there? A compass failure explains the first disappearance, but it doesn't explain the second. The search that followed was one of the largest in U.S. naval history. Hundreds of aircraft and ships combed thousands of square miles of ocean. They found nothing. No fuel slicks, no debris, no life rafts, not a single trace of 5 bombers or the Mariner sent to find them. Investigators focused first on the flight leader, Lieutenant Charles Taylor. He was experienced but new to this specific route. His compass, by his own account, had failed early in the flight. Instead of trusting his co-pilot's instruments, he held to his own judgment. That decision likely pushed the formation further out to sea, not back toward land. Weather played a role too. Conditions had worsened through the afternoon, with rising winds and increasingly rough seas, conditions that would have made a water landing and survival afterward extremely difficult. But the compass failure, however tragic, doesn't explain everything. It doesn't explain the Mariner. PBM Mariners had a known and documented flaw. Fuel vapors could build up inside the aircraft, and a stray spark was sometimes enough to trigger a catastrophic explosion. Several other Mariners had been lost the same way, before and after this night. That single detail lines up chillingly well with what the merchant ship's crew reported witnessing: an explosion in the sky and a fire spreading across the water. If that's what happened, the Mariner's disappearance isn't really a mystery at all. It's an explainable, if devastating, mechanical failure. Flight 19 is different. Despite the compass explanation, investigators never definitively reconstructed its final path or explained why 5 trained pilots, flying in formation, couldn't find their way back with any of their aircraft. This case would go on to become one of the founding stories of the so-called Bermuda Triangle, even though the U.S. Navy's own investigation attributed it to human error, not anything paranormal. But one question still lingered over the official explanation. If it really was just a compass and a mistake, why has no wreckage from any of the 6 aircraft ever been found? Over the following decades, searchers returned again and again. Divers explored wreck sites off the Florida coast, hoping to find pieces of the missing bombers. Several TBM Avengers have actually been found over the years, resting on the seafloor in the general search area. For a while, some believed the mystery was finally solved. But careful examination changed that. Serial numbers on the wreckage didn't match the 5 aircraft from Flight 19. These were other Avengers, lost in unrelated accidents in the same training zone over many years. Not one confirmed piece of Flight 19 has ever been recovered. Not one confirmed piece of the Mariner has been recovered either. Some researchers point to ocean currents and depth as the simplest explanation. The debris may simply be scattered, buried, or degraded beyond recognition, somewhere across thousands of square miles of seafloor. Others find that explanation unsatisfying, given how much wreckage from other, older aircraft has been found nearby. The compass failure theory remains the official, most credible explanation for Flight 19 itself. The fuel vapor explosion remains the most credible explanation for the Mariner. Both explanations are grounded in real, documented risks, not speculation. But neither one has ever been definitively proven because neither aircraft has ever been found. That gap between a plausible explanation and confirmed proof is exactly what kept this story alive for decades and helped fuel an entire legend around this stretch of ocean. 27 men left on routine missions that same night. None of them came home. And after more than 75 years of searching, the ocean still hasn't given up its answer. So what actually happened to Flight 19 and the plane sent to save them? The most likely explanations are on the record. But without wreckage, without proof, the case remains officially still open.